Welcome back, guys. This is Jonathan and George from Last Action Heroes. We got a very special episode for you guys today. I know we've been kind of talking about all the Marvel and DC things, anime things in the previous episodes, but today we're going to go back into time and talk about some OG action movies. What era, what years are we hitting?
We're going to do the 1980s. So we're going to go through stages. We're going to do the 80s, 90s, 2010s, and then beyond.
All right, perfect. So today is the 80s episode. So hopefully for our older listeners, you'll go back into memory lane. Maybe these will be your favorites. We're going to rank them. We're going to have our top fives and some honorable mentions. Right? Five honorable mentions.
Five honorable mentions. So not really our top 10. Some of those, even though they're honorable mentions, they might not be in our top 10, but those are ones that we like. We're not going to rank those. But yeah, hopefully for the new listeners or younger listeners, if you've never heard of these movies, maybe you go back and find them wherever you can. Streaming, I guess, would be the thing. Yeah, guys, go and check these movies out.
Yeah, so
I'm sure some of them everybody's seen.
Yeah, I mean, there's at least 10 movies that are like staples of the 80s that, whether you're into action or not, these movies are either something you've seen or heard of, right? Big name actors come from there. We can throw the Mel Gibsons, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers,
Sylvester Stallone,
Van
Michael
Damme.
Keaton.
Yes, a bunch of them. Even Harrison Ford
Yeah.
a few times. So I guess without further ado, I mean, who's going to start first? We're going to start with the honorable mentions first.
Go ahead, do yours.
So you're going to put me on the spot. All right. So first I want to say that even though these movies were in the 80s, sometimes some of those movies maybe I didn't see until I was a little bit older because I was way too young. So I might have seen them in the 90s, but they were made in the 80s and I still remember them like I just seen them yesterday. So I'm going to start first, and this is one that you've probably never heard of. I actually saw this in the 2000s. It's called Satoichi, The Blind Swordsman. Now, I know when I say that, you're thinking like a Hong Kong movie where there's high flying, these ping, ping, and the bad dub. This is actually...
Never heard of it.
Yeah, this is actually not what you're thinking of. This is actually a Japanese movie, no high flying. It's basically a blind masseuse of the old, I don't know, whatever those eras were back then. And he's basically not infiltrating, but he's basically going against the Yakuza of the 1600s, right? And he's blind. But he is a badass swordsman. It's almost like he was the Daredevil before Daredevil.
Who's the actor?
So the actor is, I know his last name is Katsu. It might be Shintaro Katsu. The only reason I remember that is because, you have that like Japanese food that's called katsu, the deep fried. But he started, I think, in the 50s to 70s, and then they almost reprised his role in this 1980s version. I would like to compare it to, like, how Sean Connery did the James Bond movies, and then we had in the 80s the Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, but then he came back and did Never Say Never Again in the 80s. So it's almost like he did one in the 70s, and then maybe 13 years later they did this in color because all the other ones were black and white. So this is definitely one of my honorable mention. If you wanted to check out, if you're into those type of older Japanese samurai movies, kind of like Seven. I don't know if that's Akira Kurosawa. That was one of the many biggest movies that he had, or if you know who Toshiro Mifune is. If you're into those type of movies, definitely check this out. Not something that would be on everybody's list, but I just remember it, especially the end scene. I mean, it was him versus like 30 Yakuza, and he's blind. He would use his ears, all his other senses, and I think it was just made, like, it was awesome for the time that I saw it. So with that being said, I started with something that nobody's ever heard of.
My honorable mention is more popular.
Yes, definitely
something that people have heard of. Superman 2 with Christopher Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this movie is, for the time it's made, I get it. You see it now, you're like, this is cheesy.
Yes.
This is horrendous. He flies backwards to freaking turn back time.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But, however, it's Christopher Reeves. All right. He's fighting against General Zod again. And the guy who plays General Zod, you've probably seen him in other movies.
The one that I can think of the most is a movie that you don't like, Yes Man.
That's right. He was the kind of like the I forget what the guy's name that does the
Yeah,
seminars.
he does like the presentations for all the people that say yes.
It's crazy you say that because that guy, I recognize him more as older. Like I've seen him in so many movies as older, but when you look back and look at him, like, oh, it is that guy. Yeah. So
he also did the voice of Superman's dad in Smallville. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't remember his name. Anyways,
Yeah.
Superman 2 is on my list. It's an honorable mention. It is the start of the superhero genre, even though really in the 80s they didn't know what they were doing with these movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the most popular one out of all of them, right? You had the Punisher, but they definitely didn't know what they were doing with that. I think they had a Spider-Man movie.
I think they did like a Captain America and also a Thor, like Thor. Yeah, it's the 80s. The special effects weren't great. I think even the guy that you mentioned, I think it's the same guy, maybe not. Do you remember Blade when Deacon Frost went to the head vampire and took his teeth out? Was it that same guy? It might
be. I haven't seen Blade in a while.
Yeah, but it might, that guy, we have to look up his name, but he's been in so many movies. And yes, he was General Zod in Superman 2. So that's a good pick, especially for the time being. And I remember seeing that as a kid, and like you said, I don't remember all of it, but the flying backwards is pretty.
The fight with General Zod, even though again it's cheesy 80s fight, and you can almost see the strings. You can't, but you can picture them, right? Because of the way they're fighting, they're on strings. They're
flying, yeah.
It's still a great movie.
Okay, so great. So I was definitely, I went from something least popular to something that was well known all over the world. So my next movie. I guess I'm going to go with the least popular. And we spoke about this, and I don't think you've ever seen it. My next movie is Best of the Best. That, for me, is one of the best karate movies of its time. Everybody was watching Karate Kid. Karate Kid 2 was probably the 80s. And the Asian Hong Kong flying, Enter the 36th Chamber, that sort of stuff. Best of the Best was basically a movie about the USA karate team. They were fighting against the South Korean karate team, or I think it was Taekwondo. I think it was Taekwondo. And the biggest part about this was the main character was going to join this team, but he was very hesitant because the number one guy on the other side, killed his brother in competition. So it was almost like a revenge thing, but he was also afraid because the other guy he had an eye patch. Whenever you see an eye patch in the 80s, that guy's badass. Some known actors in this movie was Eric Roberts, which is Julia Roberts' brother, which you wouldn't probably known, but he was buff in this. He had the ponytail and everything. He was the number 2 guy. And the trainer, or the head coach, the one that was picking this Olympic team, was James Earl Jones, which... usually you see James Earl Jones in roles you hear him in his voice in Star Wars, Darth Vader,
Sandlot,
Mufasa. Yeah, so he was definitely, but he was a big presence in this. Even Sean Penn's brother, he played the cowboy version of. He was the third guy. His scene was great because so you see they train and everything, and you see the way the Koreans train. They're hitting themselves with bats and all that. They show them video. And one of the good scenes, or one of the many good scenes in this was, he was the cocky guy. So he fought the third rank guy, and they had a tie battle, and then they do bricks right at the end. So he breaks 6 bricks, and then the other guy breaks 9. And they're both standing there, and you see the referee counting, and he's almost in tears, saying, "What are you counting them for?" Clearly he broke 9. He's he's pissed off about it. And then the next 2 fights, I don't want to even ruin it for you, but the Eric Roberts, and then the last fight with the Tommy versus the Korean guy, it's just great. It's America versus Korea, but it has a revenge element. It's not the high flying fake string thing. So definitely something you should check out.
All right, my number 2. We're gonna stick with superheroes. Batman, 1989.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Listen. The internet was not around back in 1989 when Michael Keaton was cast. I don't know if you remember the drama. I don't know if you were too young. The drama around, the Mr. Mom guy is going to play Batman.
Yep.
It was crazy. I could only imagine nowadays if he would have been cast, people would have thrown a fit, right? He was a comedic actor. You didn't know him from those serious movies that he made now, right? You knew him as comedy. He was in Taxi. What else was he in? It was funny.
Wasn't there a movie where he was like working for a dealership, and then the Japanese people came?
Yes.
And then I remember. I forgot the name of that movie, but that was another funny movie that he was in.
Correct.
So yeah, you're definitely right with.
He was a comedy actor.
Yeah, he was
not known for a serious actor.
Yeah.
So people went crazy over that in newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Joker, Jack Nicholson. You can't beat that.
Yeah,
man.
that was.
Back in the day, that's great casting. Got Tim Burton.
Kim Basinger. Was the
I mean, this movie was packed, filled with people.
Yeah, I mean, they even had I forget his name, Lando.
Yes, he was supposed to be Two-Face.
Yeah, he was
Harvey Dent.
He was Harvey Dent. That's right. Yeah, they'd had big actors. Batman is a great choice. That's one of the biggest superhero movies. So you're keeping the superhero trend going.
I had to mention it, man.
Yeah.
You can't go through.
I did, but yeah,
today,
you're right.
and the movies that we're at without Batman and Superman.
Yeah,
I mean, we wouldn't have the movies that we have today without those two. Those were the serious superhero movies.
Yeah, they started it all. Yeah, definitely a good pick there. And I do remember, like you said, the Michael Keaton. Even though they got Robert Pattinson as Batman, and you think about it like the Twilight guy, but yeah, back then people were just. I remember even when he won an award, he said something about like, thanks for doubting us. But yeah, that was a great movie.
And as far as Jokers go, he's my number 2.
Well, yeah, I think he's everybody's number 2. I don't know if there's any. I mean, who after Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson, where's really the debate?
Well, I don't know, because in the Batman they have that one guy, but they kind of hinted at him. But to me, the face looks ridiculous.
Yeah, he didn't really get a chance. I think his name is Barry
Coogan.
Or Coogan, yeah. So
or Keegan. You might be right. It might be Keegan.
Yeah, so yeah, it's spelled like Coogan, but you might be right about that. They didn't give him a chance, but I mean, who did he have to go against? Jared Leto, that kind of ruins almost every character except Skeletor. I guess he played a good.
He was good in Skeletor.
And then you had the old, was it Caesar? I forgot his name. The old Batman.
Oh, Caesar Romero.
Yeah. So yeah, great pick.
You got Mark Hamill in the animated.
Yeah. You know what? Mark Hamill, even though he played the voice, his voice to me is number 1 out of all of them. He took that character. Not to go off track here, but yeah, you're right. Mark Hamill definitely gets a nod for playing in the Batman animated series, because the way that voice is just, when you hear that voice, you think Joker.
Yes.
It just comes to mind. So great pick. Superman and Batman, kind of tough to go with. So I'm going to pick something that I think everybody knows. And it's going to be Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All right.
That's my next honorable mention. Who can forget the scene where he takes the idol, puts the bag of sand on the, where when he takes the idol, and then all of a sudden he thinks he's gotten away with it, and that big giant boulder starts chasing him, and he's running out, and and then one of the things when you rewatch that movie, you start noticing things like the guy, after he takes the idol, you notice that the guy that kind of betrays him in the very beginning of the movie is a guy that we've seen in Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah, that was him. You're like, oh, snaps. That's what he looked like when he's young. He still looked almost the same, but that was him. So great movie.
Throw me the whip.
Yes. Throw me. That's right. Yeah. So Raiders of the Lost Ark, probably all the Indiana Jones movies were great, but this one was my favorite, and that's why I probably on Disney or Hollywood, one of those Hollywood studios, or
the longest running show in
it's
Hollywood
a stunt
studios.
Show. Yeah, so you remember the stunts where he's fighting the guys with the swords, and he's running. He uses the guys using the karate or whatever. Remember, he was like using like showing his martial arts.
Big Russian dude.
Yeah, or no, I think it was the guy in the turban. Yeah, that. But then there's one where he's like showing, and then he just pulls out his gun and shoots him. He's like,
I love that scene.
Yeah, where he's
it's
like,
so iconic. The guy's showing off
his
the
sword skills.
and then
Yes.
he pulls out his gun and just shoots him.
Like I don't need all this stuff. And then at the end when they finally when they find the Ark, he's been in so many good roles. When they find the Ark and you know that's where he, you know, that the last famous scene where they all look at the Ark and then that they all start melting, which for you look at those effects now, you're like, that's crazy. But for back then, it was great. They just start blowing up. So Raiders of the Lost Ark, Harrison Ford, it's iconic. So that's definitely honorable mention.
It's funny because I feel like sometimes nowadays when they say, oh, these movies are for kids, you know, they forget Raiders of the Lost Ark. I saw that as a kid. That end scene that you're talking about is pretty disgusting. His face melts off. You see the blood.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, we have to cater to kids. We can't have that. Like, I kind of hate that with movies.
PG-13, right? But,
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, even like when you think of the other ones, like Temple of Doom, where he rips out the guy's heart or whatever he says, that's, you know, like kids, I guess maybe older kids, 12. If you're 5, maybe it's scary, but definitely Indiana Jones. You got to put one of them up there. I'm going to go with Raiders of the Lost Ark, even though the other two were great. Last Crusades had Sean Connery, but definitely one of my honorable mention. What do you have for us now?
So my next one, believe it or not, it's also going to have Harrison Ford in it.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi. This is an honorable mention for me.
I'll let you.
Star Wars, guys. I love Star Wars. I know. Everyone's going to say, well, how come you didn't mention Empire Strikes Back? Because I love Return of the Jedi. It is my favorite of the 3 original. You got Ewoks. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's for kids. Well, guess what? At least they're not goofy kids like in the other movies.
You're talking about the newer movies.
The newer movies. Yeah, well, the prequels, because they're not considered the newer ones anymore. Now they're the prequels, right? You had Jar Jar Binks with his blah, 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 like weird stuff and his tongue sticking out. To me, that's stupid. At least the bears, like, they were pretty crazy, right? You had them, like, they were cannibals, right? They were going to eat Mark Hamill. They were going to eat Luke, Leia, and Han.
So... You might be right, but just like how you were silent when I was saying Zatoichi and Best of the Best, I don't remember Star Wars at all. Like, I just remember the characters. So you're right, but remember, guys, I'm not a Star Wars fan. So I've probably seen bits and pieces, but I've never seen like
watch the end fight scene at least. If you can find it, the original.
I've seen the end fight scene.
In the Emperor's room, and he's sitting there, and he's holding...
Where he takes down Darth Vader?
Or he fights Darth Vader.
Yeah, I've seen that.
First, you got the Emperor sitting there on the throne, he's holding the lightsaber, and he's trying to tempt him to the dark side, right?
That's right.
And he's showing him the lightsaber sitting there, and he has his hands on it. You want your weapon, don't you? Take it. Strike me down. I am unarmed. You know, and Luke is like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not turning to the dark side. And that's the whole point of that part of the movie, right? Mm-hmm. His father turned to the dark side, Anakin, and he wants the son. And he fails.
Yeah. I get it. You have to have a Star Wars up there, and you might as well, I guess, 80s, might as well have that. Because I know we're not going to have any of the Star Wars movies of any of these that came out after in any of our top 10 lists. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you liked, Attack of the Clones or whatever. We'll see. We have to wait and see. That's 2000s era. But
definitely not Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I don't even know the other names. But so, getting closer to our top 5, my next one is going to be, I know you're going to be like, man, this guy really likes his... karate movies, but my next one...
It's gonna be Remo Williams.
No.
I showed him the trailer, guys. He didn't like it.
No. It's gonna be a Jackie Chan movie. And I think if you've seen Jackie Chan movies, there's a bunch of them, but this is the one that had like the craziest stunts. It's called Police Story. There was a few sequels on it, but this is the one. And what I appreciate about the Jackie Chan movies of back then is every time... You know how now when we watch movies, we wait for like those mid-credit end scenes or the post-credit scenes? Jackie Chan didn't really have that, but what he had was after the movie ends, the credits would come up, but they would show you the stunt.
The stunt reel, yes.
And you would appreciate that because you'd be like, man, how hard does this guy work just to get this movie out? I mean, he's showing you like he is putting in the work, like jumping from... So like there's a number of scenes in this that I can go through, but the one where he's even jumping down, I think they're in the mall, and he's jumping down like maybe 3 or 4 stories. He's sliding down a pole, and you see like all the like lights like start popping. Right, that was one of the scenes, and then they show it on the end reel, and you just see like he's all cut up.
Does he break his leg in this movie?
Oh, he broke.
Because I know there's a movie.
He breaks everything.
He breaks his leg, and they show it in that.
Yeah, and then he puts a.
He has a walker, so I don't know if I've seen.
Yeah, it could be that. There's one where he puts like a some kind of thing that looks like a shoe over his foot. But I think that was Rumble in the Bronx. But in this one,
that's the one I'm thinking of. Rumble in the Bronx.
Which it was also made in the 80s. It's just they didn't bring it out to the movies till the 90s. It was like an older movie. But there's a scene where they're fighting a double-decker bus, and you see like the bus stop and 2 guys fly out from the top part. So many, even the car scene where they're chasing each other. So many scenes, and that's not even including the fighting that they do, like the choreographed fighting. So definitely. Police Story, if you need to check out like old Jackie Chan movies, there's a bunch of them. Project A, I mentioned Rumble in the Bronx, a bunch of them. But Police Story, and he's like almost, like he's in his 30s, late 30s in these movies already. He's not even a young guy doing this. So definitely check this out. You've probably seen Super Cop, you've seen all these, but
Super Cop's the other one I was thinking of.
Yes, Michelle Yeoh is in it too. So definitely,
she's badass.
That's probably one of the movies that we were like, oh, Michelle Yeoh. She, movies are great, but Police Story, 85, maybe 83, I'm not 100% sure. But definitely check that out. One of my honorable mentions, because this is like, if you're a Jackie Chan fan, definitely go ahead and check it out. If you're like martial arts, where it's not like the crazy kung fu high flying on strings, which I'm not, definitely an honorable mention for me.
I definitely agree with you guys. I know you probably know Jackie Chan from Rush Hour. Go back and check out his earlier stuff. He really is a great actor. His
action
English
star. Yeah.
Action star, yeah. Definitely. You might not be able to understand him at some points, but
They're
English
tough.
is his second language.
Yeah.
And he's great. So go check out some of his older movies.
Yeah.
You'll be pleasantly surprised. They're really good.
Yeah. They're dubbed though, so you don't have to worry about that. It's you won't see his mouth move at the same time, but all those 80s ones were dubbed. And I think he might have dubbed some of them, but I'll give him a pass because the stunts, like you said, they're crazy. So we're closer to our top 5, but you still have a couple more honorable mentions. Which one's your next one?
All right, my next one, honorable mention: Timothy Dalton, The Living Daylights, 1987, James Bond. Listen, guys, I know you're all about what's his name?
Sean Connery?
No, the new guy. The last.
Well, he's gone now, but
oh God, what's his name?
Yeah, something Craig. I think.
Daniel Craig. I know. Oh, his darker take. You want to see a real darker take? Go back and watch the 2 Timothy Dalton movies. This is where the darker take started.
Which is the second one? Do you remember?
License to Kill.
License to Kill. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those movies.
Timothy Dalton is great as James Bond. It's a shame they couldn't get that third movie up and running. It just kept hitting hurdles. There was some issues, with rights and all kinds of stuff happened. But definitely check out the Timothy Dalton ones, especially if you like Daniel Craig as Bond. I think you'll enjoy Timothy Dalton. I don't think he was as appreciated back in the 80s, just because, like I said, it's the darker take. And then we had Pierce Brosnan after, who went back to like the more comedic take, and Brosnan was great as Bond. But Timothy Dalton definitely has a darker take, and like I said, if you like that type of Bond, you'll like the Timothy Dalton ones.
They all brought something different, right? You had your Sean Connery that was more like, I'm the ladies' man.
Yes.
Right? But I took care of business, but it was 70s, 60s. You had Roger Moore that was more the funnier one.
Yes.
His was funnier. And then you had one guy, he did one movie. I think
George Lazenby.
Yeah, I think that's the one where
On Your Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, Penny died or
his wife dies.
His wife dies, yeah. Timothy Dalton was dark, but it did have humor in it. I do remember some of the gadgets were kind of crazy on that one too. Pierce Brosnan was funny, and ladies' man, charming. Those scripts weren't as great, but you had the Bond girls were great on that one. I think you even had Michelle Yeoh, right?
Yes,
she was
did.
in one of them. Halle Berry.
We should get into have you seen all the James Bond movies?
I've seen them all. Yeah,
all right,
they have the Bond.
So we're gonna have a future James Bond episode.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll rank them and see. Like we had 3 different Bonds in the 80s, right? We had Timothy Dalton, Sean Connery came back, and we had Roger Moore. So yeah, definitely. I mean, if you like Bond movies and you haven't seen them, definitely watch that one. It was definitely more updated than the Roger Moore one. This
Correct.
one felt, for the time being, it felt like more up to date.
Yes.
So definitely okay. So I have my next one, which probably a lot of people heard of. Maybe it's in people's top 5. Maybe it's not. But I'm gonna go with Mr. Get Your Ass Back to Mars. Total Recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is Total Recall 1980s?
It is. It's Total Recall is 1989. Check it. Yes, check it. Let's see.
Go ahead, go talk.
No, I want you to check it. I believe it's 1989. This was Sharon Stone's first role because remember the Terminator 2 was after that, which was 91. So
1990, buddy.
Oh, it was 1990. So it was made in the 80s and 90s. So all right, so Total Recall. I'm gonna have to take that one out. So I lost that one. So it was released in 1990, made in the 80s, which it looks like the 80s. So I'll let you go ahead because that one will renege that one. I'll save that. Maybe it made it to the 90s. I doubt it. It's a great movie. Check it out. But go ahead.
Doubt it.
I doubt it. There's a bunch of 90s movies that came out that were really good. So
all right. So next on my list, gotta mention Sylvester Stallone, Tango and Cash with Kurt Russell. Tell me you've seen this movie.
Not my favorite.
What?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead and explain why you really like this movie.
I really like Tango and Cash. I thought you'd seen this movie for sure.
Was probably for me, probably Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was right below that.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Do you guys hear this? He's comparing Tango and Cash.
Not comparing.
With Stop and Your Mom Will Shoot.
I'm just saying, it's on that same level.
Just so you know,
2 great actors.
Stop or Your Mom Will Shoot. The only reason Stallone did that movie was because Arnold pretended like he was going to do it. And he said, oh, this is a great script.
I think he did that for Tango and Cash. But go ahead.
No, he didn't. No, you're crazy.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Listen, you got Kurt Russell. You got Sylvester Stallone. It's a buddy cop movie. Probably the only thing good to compare to it is maybe Lethal Weapon. Right? It's that kind of relationship they have. Not as good. 2 rival detectives with LAPD. It's a really good movie, guys. Check it out. Go back. It's an older movie. Came out in 1989. But like I said, you got Kurt Russell and Stallone. Tango and Cash. Check it out.
So yeah, so on this one, we're used to seeing Stallone as like the action hero, right? Because already all the Rambos and Rockies came out. And this one, he takes more of the good cop role. Yes. Versus Kurt Russell being the bad cop. And I didn't really get that dynamic. I guess, you had the Escape from New York. Or was it Escape from New York? Yeah, so they kind of gave him that role. But 2 great, you had 2 action heroes. But
have you seen it?
Of course I've seen it. He shoots the thing and, they're looking for the cocaine and there's nothing but gas here. And he shoots it and there's the cocaine. They framed him and they put him in jail and then they had to... I remember the movie. It's just not... And that's okay. I've named like 4 movies that you probably... Or 3 movies that you never heard of or probably like not even...
But you at least you've heard of it.
So this one probably top 10 of my least of the Stallone movies, but that's okay. We've made it, right? We've given you our honorable mentions. May not be as honorable as ones that you may think, right? We might have missed some ones that you guys probably would rank higher, but this is where you guys can judge us. This is where you'll see, and our top 5, you'll probably figure out, okay, are these guys crazy? Do they have anything that would be out of the norm? For me, mine are not. So I'm going to start off with another Stallone movie. This might be in yours, but I think Rocky 4, for me, is my number 5. And there's a number of reasons for this. You had the great Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren.
I must break you.
I must break him. If he dies, he dies. When in Russian, he says, the guy's like a piece of iron, right? And then another thing, I think one of the biggest things here, and maybe you don't think about it, but I think it's that soundtrack, right?
It's initially a music video. But it's a great music video.
The workout music, like you had song, like even the one where Adrian's like, you can't win! And then he just drives for like 2 minutes on the car and you just hear like that, there's no easy way. Remember that? That song was badass. Then you had
Like climbing up the mountain.
Yeah, you had the training one. Great. Eye of the Tiger. Who doesn't know Eye of the Tiger?
Yeah, but Eye of the Tiger is in part 3.
No. Yeah, it is, but it is in this one too. They use it in both, right? Because I think Eye of the Tiger is in part 4 also.
It is.
Yeah, dun, dun, it's the training video. Dun, dun, right? Rising up, back on the... I think it's part 3. Okay. It might be in both because that's such an iconic song. You had Hearts on Fire when he wins. Hearts on Fire. Remember, he was like, if you can change, I can change. And then...
It's a great movie.
Burning Heart. You remember that? I mean, the soundtrack was great. The boxing match that they had at the end. Apollo Creed even had... coming to... What is it? Living in America, right? They had... I apologize. I can't sing for shit, but... The songs that they had, you had Apollo dying, you had all these great moments in this movie. Rocky IV, definitely. Is it the best Rocky out of all of them? That's for you to decide, but definitely one of my favorites as a kid.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I had a hard time between Rocky IV and Rocky III. I told you I had a hard time on my list.
Yeah.
They're definitely tie up there. I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm glad it's in your list.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
So what do you have as your number 5?
So we're going backwards.
Yeah, we're going backwards.
Oh,
we're
I thought we were going up to number 1.
No. Why? You got to climb to the top.
All right.
So as George figures out which one is number 5.
Number 5.
What is it?
Here we go. I know you're gonna have comments with this one. The Highlander. Christopher Lambert, Sean Connery, Clancy Brown as the Kurgan. This movie is great for the time. Yes, we're not going to mention the sequels. They're horrendous.
No disagreement
You got
with that.
Queen for the soundtrack.
That's right.
We are immortal.
Yeah.
I can't sing either.
Yeah.
This movie's great. Connor McLeod, it starts off with his first death. It occurs in 1953. He dies, sort of. Right
in Ireland, right?
In Ireland, correct.
Yeah, that movie
then
was great.
His family comes to him, right, and he comes back to life, and they shun him out of the village. He meets Sean Connery, the great Sean Connery, right? He plays the Spaniard, and he teaches him about what it is to be, the Highlander, the ultimate prize. They all duel. There's a bunch of immortals. They don't explain where the immortals come from. Unlike the sequel that had a stupid explanation. Please don't do that. They kind of ignored that movie going forward, which is funny. I think the third movie's, it's okay, but they ignore that whole plot of the alien thing, and they just kind of go where he's immortal. But the problem is that, at that point, Christopher Lambert's a lot older, so it's a little harder to believe. Another great thing about this movie, the only way they fight with swords.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not like the stupid Romeo and Juliet where they actually have guns and they're saying they're swords.
Yeah,
these are actual swords.
Yeah, they're like Viking swords.
Viking swords. They have samurai swords.
Yeah.
Actually, Christopher Lambert's main sword is, what are those called? Those
katanas?
He has a katana with a dragon on the hilt.
Yeah.
I've always tried to find it because I just wanted like a replica of it because it's beautiful. Speaking of the Highlander, they are making a reboot to it starring Henry Cavill, directed by Chad Sikorsky, the guy who directed John Wick.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to come out in 2027, 28. So Christopher Lambert in the Highlander, the original Highlander. Guys, go back and check it out. It's really good.
And the villain was good. I forget his name. I've seen him in other movies.
Clancy Brown, the Kurgan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That movie, hey... After Tango and Cash, you can only go up, but you really raised the level because Highlander was like up there. I agree with you. Highlander was a good movie, and you have Sean Connery. Usually, when you have Sean Connery in a movie, it kind of raises, it's
raises
good.
The bar.
It raises the bar. So definitely, I do like that movie. So I'm gonna kind of stick with the fighting theme and the soundtrack. My next movie is another guy you might have heard of, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport. Bloodsport. What can you say? You have Fight to Survive, the hoo, ha. I mean, that song, and you see, like, they show that when they were showing the fights, you see the sumo fighting the guy that fights like a monkey. You have the other guy, the kickboxer guy that he's like, you know, he's like cocky and he's like, come on, hit me. And you have like, you know, Van Damme kicking him in his or ab or oblique, and they just kick each other.
I feel like some of these characters in this movie they took and they said, let's make Street Fighter. They changed their name.
Well, Street Fighter, I think, took from them. Because,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And this is definitely, because this is basically the first. No, I don't know if this is the first time, but it's like a battle royale, right? It's like you have not everybody versus everybody in a sense. It's still 1-on-1, but I think it was called the Kumite. Right?
Kumite,
Yes, where it was 1-on-1, and you fight, and whoever's the best of the best. And he played Van Damme played Duke in this. He played an American, I guess. As hard as that, really, you know, with his.
Well, he always played American.
Yeah, with his accent, like, hey, man, like, you know, like, I don't get that, but there is some funny, you know, there's some character. You might notice one character, Forrest Whitaker. This is one of his earlier scenes. He was the guy that was chasing him. Like I said, the soundtrack was great. What was great about
the guy from Nerds?
The guy from Nerds too. He was in there. He's
I can't.
He was the American fighter. I don't remember his name, but one of the best things too was the villain. Was Bolo.
He plays a villain in a couple movies.
Chong Li in this, and when he went, it was great. He would he's about to beat the guy. He looks at the audience. They're all going Chong Li. And then he tells everybody, like, he waves them down, calm down, and then all of a sudden his next move was either breaking somebody's leg or like giving them a concussion. Oh man, he had one of the
killing them.
Well, he didn't kill the guy. He remember Revenge of the Nerds. He knocked them out, and they all like bowed down because, you know, whatever. And I remember
doesn't he kill one of the guys?
No, he doesn't, because at the end he goes, I made him say I quit in whatever you know, Chinese or whatever. But even though. After he beats him, he takes his little bandana and he waves it in front of Van Damme, and then grabs it and he goes, "You break record, I break you," or something like that.
Yes.
Oh man, he was the best.
And he has it on in the final fight.
Yeah, he puts it around his knee. He points at it. Yeah, and he blinds him. Remember, this is the first time you see like Van Damme is blinded, and then he remembers his training from back in the day, and then he fights the guy while he's protecting. Oh, that movie's great. The arena, it's an 80s movie. You might be like, wow, but, you know, and obviously you see his iconic, you know, split kick in the air, and you see 3 different angles of it. I'm sorry, guys, I like fighting movies. That's my number 4. Might not be the greatest, but I think for me, out of all the Van Damme movies, that's the best Van Damme movie there is. So that is my number 4.
It is. And guys, don't judge him on the Van Damme. Listen, I loved Van Damme for years. I used to have a collection set of the Van Damme movies. I told you about it. It wasn't until I got a little older that I was like, wait a minute, all these movies are the same, right? He meets a chick or he meets a friend.
Yep.
He loses, gets his butt kicked, then he comes back and fights again. Like it's the same formula in every movie he has. But Bloodsport, out of all those movies, is probably the best one.
It's the one that started, but it's a little different because he doesn't get his butt kicked in the beginning, or he doesn't like it's good. It's a battle royale style, battle arena, I should say, style movie. And I thoroughly enjoyed this. If it's on, especially in that last 30 minutes, I'll watch it. But I think I hit some action. We hit some action stars. We got Harrison Ford there. We got Stallone movie. I did mention Arnold that was released later on in the next era. Van Damme. That being said, what is your number 4?
Well, going with your list, I got another Indiana Jones from you.
Okay, which one?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah, that was a good
1989. You got Harrison Ford, you got Sean Connery playing Henry Jones Sr. And like you said, you put Sean Connery in a movie, it brings it up to another level.
Yeah, what do we mean? Highlander already.
Yep.
This one, he's in James Bond movies, but go ahead. Yep.
River Phoenix plays a young Indiana Jones. If you guys don't know that name, you know, he died at a young age. Really check out Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You got Julian Glover. I don't know if you know that name. He played the American businessman. Mm-hmm. He's the one that he drinks the cup, and at the end he goes, he chose poorly, and he dies and turns to dust.
Yep.
You got Michael Bryan, who plays the Nazi officer. He's played a villain in a lot of movies.
I was gonna say that's his resume.
Yeah. This movie's great, man. Yeah. I mean, It's funny because there's one scene, I don't know if you remember, where they're both tied up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Nazi guy punches Sean Connery, right? This is how we say goodbye in Berlin, right? And then the girl kisses Indy, right? This is how we say goodbye in Switzerland or wherever she's from. And then you hear Sean Connery, this funny line, he's like, I like the Switzerland way better.
Yeah. It makes sense that he would say that. You know, that was definitely a great movie. I don't disagree with you there. If you have one of the Indiana Jones movies in there, those are probably the top two out of the, well,
yes.
In the 80s era. Those are the top two out of three. Temple of Doom was good, but not as good as...
Prequel. I didn't know it was a prequel until I got older.
Yeah. It was funny. It was a prequel, even though it came out after...
The first one,
the Raiders, yeah. So, yeah, definitely the time jump there was different, but we didn't really have prequels like that. So we didn't think about that. We thought it was like the next movies. So, but, yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark, great. Last Crusade, great. Might be a lot of people's favorites, right? That, you just had all those actors. The story was great, so definitely.
You know how I got those three movies? Back in the day, guys, McDonald's actually used to give good things to kids. They had a giveaway because Last Crusade was coming out. So I got the first two Indiana Jones movies by buying a Happy Meal.
Really?
And that was your, like, you could pick.
Wow.
So I got the first two
that's great.
Indiana Jones movies.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that. I guess it was good to be born in the 50s. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So, how do I compete with that? That is a great movie. So I'm going to go with the best Christmas movie ever as my number 3. Die Hard. Yes. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That is my number 3. This is probably the movie that when it starts out they were going to like the Yamatoka building. Oh, don't tell me. What year was it out? 1990?
Die Hard.
Well, you'll get to that. That's fine. This is my number 3. See, I stole it from you. Die Hard is my number 1. I'll just explain what I like, so that way when Die Hard's your number 1, you can explain other things. But the villain was great. You had him fighting his brother, the German soldier, which appears not to die even though he hung him. Greatest line, yippee-ki-yay. Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie. Running throughout the building, barefoot, glass. I mean, this guy went through it all. And this was probably my first time really seeing a Bruce Willis movie that I really like. He had enjoyable movies, but this was the one that
This is his first action.
This is his first action, so you don't really think about that. I mean,
right? He was in that show.
He was in a bunch. I mean, there was a bunch of movies.
I know he was in Miami Vice. Did you know that? He played a villain in Miami Vice.
Maybe, yeah. I don't remember all the episodes. I do remember a couple things, but yeah, Die Hard. I don't think I need to go into much. You had Die Hard 2, 3, 4. I mean, after that the movies got a little old, but I mean, this guy never dies. I mean, he did it all in one building. What was it? The Yakatomi building or something like that.
The Yakatomi building.
Yeah. So my number 3.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman great actor.
The glass.
Yes, it was his idea, and the death scene, yippee-ki-yay, Hans. You know, like, or what do you say? Have a nice day, Hans, or something like that.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah. So definitely my number 3. Sorry, I stole one of yours, but that happens. Maybe your number 3 steals my number 1. We'll find out. What is your number 3?
Definitely gonna go into more details, but
I'll let you go ahead since it's your number 1.
My number 3, Lethal Weapon, 1987. You got Martin Riggs, you got Danny Glover, right, playing Roger. Mel Gibson is Martin Riggs. That's where the line "too old for this shit" came from Danny Glover. The villain, the henchman. Mr. Joshua, played by Gary Busey.
Yeah, before he went through the lobotomy.
Yeah. I mean, he burns his hand in this, and the guy's like holding the fire to his hand.
Yeah.
And he just sits there, and you see the handshake. And granted, it's acting, but it's still great.
Yeah. That movie's great.
The main villain, it's like a Russian smuggler, right? Mm-hmm. And he controls Joshua. And every time they try to like bust him, he uses the diplomatic
Yeah.
immunity. You can't do nothing to me in that voice.
Was that part 1 or part 2?
That's part 1.
Because in part 2 was remember part 2 was the South Africans, and they were the ones using the diplomatic immunity. Are you sure? Because Gary, maybe that, but in part 2, I thought part 2 was the one with the diplomatic immunity, and then they showed Joe Pesci was the one that was helping them. But maybe I'm wrong. I thought that was part 2. So both movies great. Because Lethal Weapon 2 is my favorite one, and I thought that was the one against the South Africans. And then at the end, I thought Gary Busey's character fought Mel Gibson at the end. Remember in the front lawn where he took, because one was a Green Beret or something like that. I guess you're looking it up. Maybe you got your movies mixed.
I might have.
Because it's just like how I mixed up Mad Max, which I'm surprised that's not in your. Maybe it is Beyond Thunderdome, but because you love that, I mixed that up.
No, I'm right.
It is that one.
Gary Busey's in the first one.
I know he's in the first one, but the diplomatic immunity part.
Yeah, that's also in the first one.
Is the South African guys?
Yeah.
That's part 2.
No, man. I'm looking at it right now.
We'll have to look at that because I swore part 2 was about the South African guys.
I forgot Joe Pesci's in the first one. I always thought he was in the second one. Oh, that's
Okay.
Look it up.
All right. Well then, yeah, maybe I got it mixed up. But yeah, that great movie.
It is a great movie. Also, maybe not considered a Christmas movie, but does take place during Christmas.
Yeah, they do. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you up with my number 2.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Predator.
I knew this was gonna be up there.
It's gotta be up there. It's the longest running franchise yet. It came out in 1980s, right? And we're still doing Predator movies now. I mean, you had Arnold with his, stick around when he throws the knife, and you son of a bitch when he goes with Carl Weathers, or I forgot his name. I think it was Dylan or in the movie, yeah. And you had, you had Jesse Ventura in there. Every single, it's basically they get these special forces guys and they need to rescue somebody in the jungles of Costa Rica or Nicaragua, one of those, and then all of a sudden they stumble upon, bodies being missing they find bodies with the skulls taken off. Fun fact, Van Damme was actually the villain in this movie.
I was going to say, did you know?
Yeah, but it was a completely weird. It looked, the Predator originally looked horrible, and then they got some horror guys to create it. Oh my God, that came out great. Iconic. When you think, when somebody says Predator, you already know what that means. And then just the Predator taking everybody out, and then Arnold at the end fighting him one-on-one, but using like the strategy that he used.
With the minigun?
Jesse Ventura was with the minigun, yeah, or the other guy that he always shaved his face.
Yep.
And he goes, anytime. Yeah, like that. Oh man, great movie. I can't say it's a great movie. I think it's proven because we're still watching Predator movies till this day.
Yes.
So definitely one of those must-watch. If you haven't seen it in the
go back
animated,
and check it out.
Yeah, in the animated version that they did like a 3-part. I think it was Prey of. I think it was Hunters of Prey or Prey of. It was an animated Predators or something. Prey of Predators, something like that. Killers. We'll look it up. But they did a callback at the end of the movie. They showed Arnold's character.
Arnold's character.
Yeah, they showed
Danny Glover from the sequel. It's not that good.
That one was not good. And then Prey, the Native American girl from Prey. I think it's called Killers of Hunters, or Hunters of Hunters, Killers of Killers, something like that. Predator. Check it out. My number 2. What's your number 2?
Just to go along with Predator, because I really like it. Guys, go look for the pictures of Van Damme as the Predator.
Oh my God, yeah.
They're hilarious.
He had to quit because the suit was too hot.
Yeah, it's definitely looked completely different than what we ended up getting. But go check it out. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
You could skip, Predator 2 and skip all of them except for Prey. Go watch Prey and Predator Badlands and the cartoon, the animated series or show or movie that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 2, you gotta have an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie in there. The Running Man, 1987.
Oof.
You got Richard Dawson playing Killian.
The Family Feud guy, right?
Yep. You got the Stalkers. You got Fireball. You got Domino. Hey, Christmas tree. His suit's got lights on it. And Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't do Arnold impersonation, but he's like, hey, Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Come get me, Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You got Buzzsaw, Sub-Zero.
One of them was a
Captain
football player,
Freedom.
I think.
Captain
He was
Freedom, I think.
Yeah, he was the Cleveland Browns guy. I think Joe, maybe it was Joe Brown or something like that. But one of these football guys was one of the villains. That movie's funny.
It's a great movie. Don't look at the remake that they did. It's completely different. I know that's more, the way it's supposed to be in the book. But the Arnold Schwarzenegger version is great. They frame him right in the beginning. He gets an order and they tell him, hey, kill the people. And then he's like, no, I will not kill innocent people. And he's fighting with the guys in the helicopter, and then they cut the tape and make it sound like, kill them, I'm going to kill them. So Arnold's portrayed as the bad guy, and then he's escaping from prison, and Killian, Richard Dawson's character, sees him escaping. He's like, I need him on my show. And the movie's basically like, they get these guys, right? They release them into this like territory, and the more ratings they get, they have like advertisements. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. It's like a dystopian future. So he's getting ratings by these people dying, and people are watching, and then they place bets on, what are they called? The people, like Arnold's character.
I don't know.
They're just called the Running Man,
yeah,
right?
I guess the Running Man. Yeah, it's basically it's like you're almost like a Hunger Games type.
Yes, Hunger
something
Games
like
before Hunger Games.
Yeah, something like that. So they're definitely different list. Running Man is up there. I guess I'll go with my number. What are we at? Number one?
Number one.
Oh, the drum roll. So my number one, just like my number two, we always hear of Predator now. What's another franchise that you hear of till this day?
Aliens.
Aliens, the second one. You had the Marines versus the Aliens. Oh, they're everywhere, man. Remember, I forget his name. He was in Terminator 2. That scene alone where you have the little tracker where it's going beep, 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 and it's tracking the aliens. And then they're like, they're 15 meters, 12 meters. And then they seal themselves in the room, seal it, and then what's his name goes, they're in the room, man, and it's impossible. What didn't we check? And you see Sigourney Weaver's character, she looks up and she goes into the ceiling and she sees all the aliens. Oh my god, that was sci-fi. Bill was Paxton. Action. Yes, Bill Paxton. Yes, he played a bunch of roles in James Cameron movies, but you had action, you had sci-fi, you had horror. These aliens were, you saw the first movie was one alien.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Yep. And you even had the badass, like, short-haired chick where she played in other movies too, but yeah, she was like, I guess this movie for female, and I know you say, oh, remember that time you said, oh, you're against female superheroes? Haha! This movie had Ripley, and it also had the badass Spanish chick. And you also had Bishop. Where remember the knife thing?
Yes.
Where he just hit Bill Paxton with, oh man, you had a bunch of, even the line, what did she say? Get off my ship, or she calls the alien you bitch when she fights like the queen alien.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah, that's what it was. Oh my god, that movie to me is number one. You still have aliens movies because of it. If you like Romulus, and if you somehow like Prometheus and all the other alien movies, this is the first movie. Started, but the second movie just brought it to another level. I mean, the guns, the scene where it looked futuristic for an 80s movies, right?
Yes.
And then she goes back to save her, and you see all the eggs there, and you find out the aliens can really communicate. Like she's like threatening the babies, right? The eggs, that she's gonna burn them. Oh man, this movie had it all. I definitely number one.
This movie scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
It's crazy. Like you just see him walking there, and then you see like the eggs hatching. He's like, kill me, kill. Like, I'm sorry. This movie had everything in it. If you like horror, if you like sci-fi, if you like action, if you like guns just shooting, like how the Predator scene where they just shot like everything, but they didn't shoot anything at all. This one, and the aliens were just surrounded. It was a planet just filled with these xenomorphs. this movie is for the 80s my number one movie.
The company is horrendous in this movie. What is it with the W?
Wayland.
Yes.
Yeah, Wayland. Yeah.
They actually put these people on the planet where the alien ship crashed from the first movie, right? Knowing that all that, because they had gotten the reports from the first movie, so they basically put these people out like to slaughter. The only one that lived was the little girl.
Yeah, and what's his name was even in there? He was the guy from he's a comedian actor. He was the one that they sent because they wanted to study, right? The reason they want to capture one of these aliens. He was the curly-haired guy. He's in funny movies.
He's in a lot of funny movies.
Yeah, he's a comedian. I forget his name. But anyways, yeah, he gets killed because he's the one that let go of the little alien to hatch. But
correct. He locks Sigourney Weaver and the little girl in the room.
Yeah, to try and collect the sample.
Yes, because they want to bring back one of the people, carrying the alien so they can experiment on them.
Yeah, he's not Steve Guttenberg, but I always get those mixed. But yeah, he's definitely been in a ton of movies. But
the guy you're talking about is Paul.
Yeah, Paul Reiser. That's the guy. Yeah, he's been in a bunch of movies, Paul Reiser. But
usually comedic roles. Yeah.
More comedic roles. Yeah. So that's my number one. And also you had Kyle Reese. I forget his name, but he was in this movie as well. He was Sigourney Weaver's
Michael Biehn.
Yeah, he's the Reese guy, but not Reese in this. But was it Reese? Yeah,
Dwayne Hicks.
So I am very.
That's a good pick, man. I like aliens.
Yeah. What's your number one now? So what do you have?
Well, spoiler. It's already been spoiled.
That's right.
My number one Christmas movie. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to argue that, come at me. Die Hard. Bruce Willis. Alan Rickman. You got Reginald Johnson, who played the dad from Family Matters. I don't know if you guys know that. He was Sergeant Al Powell.
That's right.
You got Paul Gelson, who played the deputy chief. He was also the principal in Breakfast Club.
Yes, he was.
You got...
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
The guy who played Richard Dick Feinberg in the Ghostbusters.
That's right.
He plays the reporter.
That's right. Yeah, you had a bunch of them.
Oh, man. This movie, it's filled with tons of... You got henchmen. You got Carl, who's the brother of Tony, right? Mm-hmm. He throws Tony down the stairs. He breaks his neck, right? And you should have heard your brother scream when I broke his fucking neck.
Yeah, that's right.
And then when he kills him, Bruce has no shoes throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And then he's like grabbing Tony's shoes, and he's like, "Great, all the terrorists in the world, and I have to kill the one with feet smaller than my sister."
Yeah, this movie's great. I mean, it was my number 3, so for it being your number 1, I totally get it.
You got great lines.
You got great lines in this movie.
Next time you have a chance to kill somebody,
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Bah, 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 bah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advice, asshole.
Yeah. That's right, when he's under the table. This movie's great. This movie's great. He jumps off the when they're trying to rescue him from the helicopter.
Yep.
When they try to rescue him from the helicopter, and he grabs the fire hose and he jumps and he breaks the glass with his bare feet. Oh man, this is great. This movie's great. This movie is even the FBI guy.
Yep.
I forget his name. He's played bad guys in.
He plays bad guy in License to Kill.
Yeah, that's right. That's the bad guy. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in this movie. So yeah,
and
great.
he plays the FBI guy in this, which is funny.
Yeah. So
I love when they blow up. If we're gonna need more FBI guys.
Yeah.
This movie's got so many lines.
This movie's great. They did 5 movies out of it. So yeah, guys, that's our top 5 with honorable mentions. I will say something. I'm gonna go back to the Lethal Weapon. I think George likes Lethal Weapon 1 and 2 because he mixed both of them. Lethal Weapon 1 is with Gary Busey, and then The Diplomat is with Lethal Weapon 2 is with Joe Pesci and The Diplomat. So he's right. Yeah, it is, because I remember because Lethal Weapon 2 was going to be my honorable mention. Joe Pesci wasn't in the first one. In the second one, he was the because I remember they throw him off the building and they jump in the pool. And I remember the girl. But anyways, it's fine. It's Lethal Weapon 1 and 2.
That's crazy, because look online.
Yeah, online. They're showing
Joe
you...
Joe Pesci's there.
They're showing you the... He might have been, but yeah, if you look, you're not going to see any of the South African diplomats. If you look at Lethal Weapon 2... Okay. You're gonna see them all, because I remember that scene. Because
sorry. Then Lethal Weapon 1 is the crooked cop.
That's what it is. Yeah, I remember. Then they
kidnapped Danny Glover's daughter in that movie. Remember, he was going to snipe, but they found him. So the South African one is the reason I remember that is because I remember he gets with the South African girl, and then they killed her.
Okay.
In his whatever he was sleeping in, right? But yeah, Lethal Weapon 1, Lethal Weapon 2, whichever one you pick, great movie. Just a correction, right? Just like mine, I picked Total Recall, and they came out in the 90s. So maybe we'll talk about that in the next episode.
So do you have another pick? Because you're missing one.
No, that was my number. Oh, to
supplement
Total Recall as an honorable mention. I mean, there's many. I mean, you picked some there that I liked. If I had to pick, I probably would put Lethal Weapon 2.
Okay.
That's the only reason, because I was debating putting that as my honorable mention. But then I remembered,
So talk a little bit about Lethal Weapon 2.
Lethal Weapon 2, just like Lethal Weapon 1, you had... I feel like I like this one because more than Lethal Weapon 1 because you had, in the beginning of Lethal Weapon 1, you introduced the characters to each other. They told him he's crazy, right? You find out his wife dies. In the second one, there was a little bit more banter between them. He would always mess with him, right? He would mess with his partner, Danny Glover. Just like in the other movies, you had Joe Pesci, which I don't know if I don't remember him number 1. I do remember him number 2 because it was like they were chasing him and then they jumped off the pool. I remember that, like you said, the where diplomatic immunity part was great, and he took them all out. So that definitely, for me, out of all the Lethal Weapons, that's my favorite movie. And the South African chick, as a kid, I was like, oh my god, she's hot, and then they killed her. So I was like, oh okay, but yeah, definitely, all these movies that we mentioned. I mean, we have Harrison Ford, the Indiana Jones. If you haven't seen the early Indiana Jones movies, check them out. The Lethal Weapon movies 1 and 2. Check those out. Predator 1, check that out. You can skip Predator 2. You don't need to watch that. Danny Glover's in it. If you want to laugh, you can watch it. We have the Highlander.
If you guys like the Creed movies, check out Rocky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for sure everybody. Rocky 4, like Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's almost like the comeback.
Skip 5.
Yeah, we don't need to see 5. That 5 was he even said it. Then there's other ones that we mentioned that might nobody might have heard of. Best of the Best, Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman, Tango and Cash. Maybe you've heard of or not. Hopefully not, but check it out. I'm not. There's ones here. Star Wars. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen. We mentioned Highlander, Die Hard movies. Great list. I'm looking forward to the next time we do the 90s.
Yes, 90s is going to be a lot harder.
90s is going to be tougher because 90s I remember more, and there was a lot of
We
movies.
might have to do a top 10.
We might have to do a top 10 and just do like 2 honorable mentions, because when we say Stallone, when we say Schwarzenegger, Van Damme might not be in that list. That's when, like you said, everything might be the same. But then there's other guys. You might have a Jackie Chan appear there. You might have Jet Li. One of my favorite movies. I won't announce it yet, but Jet Li has one of my favorite action martial arts movies. And then I have some other international movies that might have came out then as well.
So let us know what you think about our choices for action movies.
Yes. We're going to post them on TikTok.
Put something in the comment section. Let us know movies that we left out. Maybe that you would have put in the list that we didn't.
Yeah.
And like I said, if we get a lot of comments on this, next will be the 90s.
90s, yes. Yeah, let us know what you think. Maybe you there's a 90s movie that nobody's seen. Hopefully it wasn't Tango and Cash Part 2.
There is no Part 2.
Okay. And I noticed that you didn't put any of the Mad Max movies in there.
Of course, you're going to bring that up.
No, but I'm saying Mad Max Road Warrior to me was good. But Beyond Thunderdome.
Well, if I put Beyond Thunderdome in there, you'd be talking trash about it.
Well, you know what, guys? If you would have put Beyond Thunderdome instead of Tango and Cash, I would have let him slide.
You talk trash about Tango and Cash.
I don't know. You know what, guys? I want to hear something about Tango and Cash.
Yeah, guys, let me know what you think of Tango and Cash.
Oh, please.
In the comment section. Tell this guy. Put him in his place, please.
Yes, please. Put me in my place.
He picks these movies that nobody's even heard of.
No, those are honorable mentions, but you've heard of my top 5. And you heard of Police Story. The only one you didn't hear of was Best of the Best, which you're going to watch probably.
Which I want to see.
And then when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, this definitely was better than Karate Kid and all those other movies. And
We're gonna get trashed for not putting Karate Kid in there, you know? Right?
No, that's not really an action movie. The only action was like the final battle. If you're gonna do battles like that, best of the best. We got Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai saved it. You know, Karate Kid was a kid movie. But anyways, all right, guys.
Subscribe and listen to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you enjoy your favorite podcast.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for behind-the-scenes content, clips, and more.
Don't forget to rate and review. And leave a comment of any topics you would like us to talk about in the future. If we select your comment, we'll shout you out in the next episode.
John, hit that outro music.